So in this video we're going to outline some basic properties of vector arithmetic. Okay, so this is almost like in elementary or middle school when you learned about how we can do things with multiplication and subtraction and division, that we learned some basic properties. A lot of those basic properties we learned before with numbers still apply with vectors. So for example, if you add together two vectors as u plus v, it's the same thing as adding v plus u. Okay, or if you add 0 to a vector, which in this case is the 0 vector, then it doesn't change the result. Okay, so these guys are very useful in terms of helping us simplify some things or know if things will work the way we expect. So let's just talk through the rest of them. Multiplying a number times a vector doesn't really matter what order we multiply the numbers. You can also distribute a number to two vectors. Okay, pretty much the way it looks like here, cu plus cv. Also, unsurprisingly, if you multiply the number 0 by a vector, okay, both components become 0, so yeah, you just get the 0 vector. Over here, this one's saying that if you change the way you group things, it does not change the result of our addition. If you add a vector and the negative of that vector, then that becomes 0. Okay, distributing also works the other way. Okay, so if you distribute two numbers, that would be cu plus du. Multiplying a vector by 1 doesn't change the result. And here's really the only new one that doesn't apply just to basic arithmetic, not including vectors. If you're trying to find the magnitude of a number times a vector, then it'll be the same thing as the original magnitude, just multiplied by the absolute value of that number c. Okay, so we're really just looking at practicing applying property number 10 here for these examples. We're going to start by finding the magnitude of u. Okay, just the normal way, square root of x component squared plus y component squared. Okay, so that's the square root of 289, which is 17. Okay, now we're going to calculate these next two using some shortcuts based on number 10. So starting with the magnitude of 2u, rather than actually finding 2u and then finding the magnitude there, I fully expect the result to be absolute value of 2 times the magnitude of u. Well, the absolute value of 2 is just 2. So it would be 2 times the magnitude of u. Well, we just found that the magnitude of u is 17. So the answer is just 34. I want you guys to go ahead and pause the video and see if you can figure out what the magnitude of negative 3u would be. Then unpause and see if we got the same result. Okay, so it should be the absolute value of negative 3 times the magnitude of u, which is 3 times the magnitude of u, or in other words, 3 times 17, which gives me 51.